Hey, Riddle here. If you've been following my channel, you know that in the last 6 months, I started really getting into potatoes. I've been collecting seeds from potatoes and trying to collect the best flavored potatoes and a nice variety of potatoes in case we have a famine or a disease comes through, because if you have all the same types of potatoes from the same country, chances are you'll have a better chance of losing your crop. So I literally found a website online called Cultivars and got potato seeds and started all these wonderful seeds from wild potato varieties from South America, Colombia, the Andes, which is, I believe, the origin of potatoes, the original place that potatoes started. But that being said, in my potato studies, for lack of better words, I came upon this boast, and the boast was of this French fingerling potato. Now, a fingerling potato is a potato that's shaped like this. They're smaller, but they're kind of shaped like a fat finger. That's a fingerling potato. And the boast was that these Laratte potatoes, or L-A-R-A-T-T-E, sometimes they just go by R-A-T-T-E potatoes, were the most delicious potatoes in the world. They have this hazelnut aftertaste. And yes, in that exact voice. And I thought, this sounds like bullshit. A potato is a potato. But you have to keep that mind open. So I was seduced by the folklore of the flavor of the Laratte potato, and I found them for sale on Etsy. There were 5 little tiny puny potatoes, and they were $15.95, I think, plus shipping. So a solid $20 for 5 of these little potatoes. And that hurt. But I did it anyways, because that's what you do that's your hobby, that's what you're into. So they came in the mail. I got them planted in grow bags, gave it like 4 or 5 months. Winter came. I harvested the potatoes, but instead of eating the potatoes, the majority of them, the smaller ones especially, I replanted. This way I quadrupled what I originally purchased from Etsy. And I took a handful of the larger French potatoes and baked them in the oven. And just put a little olive oil on them and a little bit of salt. And I ate them. And they were freaking delicious. They were so good. They literally did have this hazelnut aftertaste, and they were so superior to a regular potato. I was really pleasantly surprised. So I decided that I couldn't be patient and wait to, further propagate the population that I had started in the fall or last summer, that I needed more of those potatoes, but I didn't want to pay, $20 for 5 little potatoes. And I know you can cut them, and there's clever ways to multiply them, but even with that, it's a lot of money, and it's a really slow process. And I ain't getting any younger, as you can see from this. So the other week or so ago, I started looking online to see, does anyone else have these potatoes, these anomalies, these fancy French potatoes? And I found this little farm, and I believe, so this is interesting. I thought they were in Connecticut, but this label says North Carolina, yet the shipping is from New York. So I'm really confused where the heck these came from. But I'm going to give you this website and this information for the fingerling potatoes, because I think that's where you can, there we go. See, sold by Harvesting History LLC. Their website, though, you can see it here, hopefully, is www.harvesting-history.com. And they cost, I got 4 1-pound bags, and they were 4 bags for $30 versus 5 little potatoes for $20. And so I went ahead, I got 4 bags of these, and now I'm going to go in and take these and probably slice them into thirds. And so I'm going to triple my population of expensive French potatoes here. But they were selling these not to grow. They were selling these because they're so delicious and it's a gourmet item. So you're looking at a pound of potatoes that runs almost $10. And, you know, I asked my spouse, I said, okay, I don't want to embarrass myself and think that I just got, you know, caught up in the hysteria. But because they didn't understand why I'm spending all this money for potatoes. And I said, these potatoes aren't regular potatoes. They're really the most delicious potato you'll ever have. And I took the largest one out of here that I'd opened up and washed it. Before I washed it, though, I cut the little eyes off of it so that I can plant them and still have another 5 or 6 potato plants from it, which reminds me, I got to grab that out of the house because they're soaking in water. And I took that one potato and I threw it in the air fryer, hit baked potato, put a little olive oil in it, salt, gave it to them. And they agreed that these potatoes, the Laurel potatoes, are not regular potatoes. They are delicious. I can't even explain to you the flavor profile of these and what makes them so incredible. But if you like to grow your own food and you like to impress your friends, you like that gourmet gentleman farmer scene, I would highly, highly recommend this potato because they're not exaggerating about the flavor. It's incredible. I have worked all morning and I'm very, very exhausted, but I have 3 new raised beds that are going to be dedicated to just growing these potatoes. And got them all gopher wired and filled in. And I don't know how many wheelbarrows of dirt I had to haul up here to do this. And I'm just getting them watered in right now. And what I'm doing with my potato beds, so potatoes, you know, they can be susceptible to disease and bugs. And I recently started getting into garlic also. So after a little research, I learned that actually garlic and potatoes grow really well together. These are my French potatoes on this side. On this side are supposed to be the South American potatoes. I'm not sure if they survived or something got in there and ate them, or if it's just hasn't been warm enough for them to come up yet, because I see no signs of potatoes on this side, just garlic. But on this side, these are the French potatoes, and they're coming up all over the place, which is really exciting because those are outstanding. But I guess garlic does a lot better when it grows by itself, but garlic and potatoes grow really great together. The garlic helps to stave off the different diseases and bugs the potatoes can get. And that's why I did this combination of garlic and potato. And what you'll also see in here are, see the real thin greens? The real thin green leaves coming up here? That's saffron. So I also read that saffron does great with garlic. Saffron does okay with potatoes. So I've got this combination raised bed that's going to be dedicated to those 3 things. My saffron, garlic, and my fancy potatoes. What else? Saffron. Saffron is becoming endangered because crop failures and climate change. And so it's going to become really, really even more expensive than it is now and possibly rare. And that's why I got my own population of saffron growing, as well as other things on the property, such as olives. I got really serious about olives because you're going to see the price of olives and olive oil going up, or it's going to be like completely unavailable unless the weather regulates itself because Spain and Italy has had several years of crazy, crazy climate weather. It is what it is, kids. The weather doesn't have a bias. Another thing about people who don't like the word climate change, but I'm gonna say it anyways. I don't know if you know this or not, and again, unbiased source, but just a couple months ago, they released the new zoning. When you get like a Burpee seed catalog and they show the map of the country, and it shows what zone you are, because then you don't buy a banana tree if you live in Michigan, unless it's a banana that can grow in snow. Well, the chart has just changed again, and the zones have just changed again. So you're seeing places that were a 6 that are now a 7, and if you're 7, you could be an 8. And this isn't politics. This is nature speaking. And it's moving and changing at something that is not normal. So prepare yourselves, prepare your children, and learn to grow and problem solve and adapt. That's it. Get some fancy French potatoes. You will not be disappointed. They are so good. Bye for now. Hey, if this was valuable to you, please like, subscribe, share. Bye for now.